Hey everybody, this is Cena coming to you with another dream I have. You're probably wondering I got so much dream because there ain't no more time left, and I have a feeling the Lord wanted me to put as much video up as possible because there is absolutely no time left, and when I'm gone, I won't be making any more videos. And so this is for the people that's left behind, and hopefully they'll have a hand on it and know what to do. Okay. In this dream that I have this morning, it was like my mom and my brother, my second brother, and I was like gardening. And I'm like, well, I was standing there watching them garden. And I was like, why are you guys gardening? It's winter. It's like fall. There's no more sun left. It's so cold the plant will not survive. What's the point? Why are you wasting your time and energy? So this part of the dream interprets the people. The scripture says, the king has invited whatever for the wedding banquet and invited, and one's too busy on his work, one's too busy on his business, one's too busy on his farm, one's too busy with college, so they don't have time for God, and they end up missing the banquet, or whatever. I hope my mom doesn't really miss it, but this is what happened. I always tell my friend, like, Jesus coming, like, what's the point of you guys going to college? And they're like, well, we paid so much money already, we're not just gonna not go. I'm like, ask for a refund, because, you're better off, getting to know the Lord now and escape tribulation, because it's gonna be so bad you do not want to be here, you know what I mean? And I see them because they don't believe it. They don't understand that it is so imminent. So they're just doing about and do whatever they're doing. But they, if they would seek God in the prayer closet, God will let them know. Like my cousin, like I told him, seek God in the prayer closet, ask him if the things I'm saying true, and then God gave him dreams and vision and shook him to the core. I'm telling you, all of you, okay, seek God diligently. He said he'll pour his spirit all flesh, and that's what he's gonna do. And so, my cousin, had that dream. He was shook into the core. He's like, he was regret in the dream. He was regret that he did not listen to me. That's what I think. Like when he was trying to explain to me, I felt like he was like, oh my goodness, what should I do? What should I do? Like he's freaking out because he's seen himself in tribulation, and he were warned, but he it was too late, and he was left behind, and he didn't know what to do, and him and his family was on a run. You know what I mean? And they were being tracked down to be killed or whatever. And um and then that's what that where my mom was trying to grow, like, because we still have a few plants outside, so that's what she was doing. And my brother Kong was digging the ground to, like, so my mom could whatever. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's just trying to help. He's just trying to help. And I don't know what he represent, but when he was digging, I saw some worms, and I was collecting. I'm like, whoa, let me collect the worms. And then I'm like, why am I collecting these worms? I figure in the dream I was collecting it so I can give it my trash, and it can eat, and it can deposit me some compost. The worm compost is best. And so, and for the dirt, the worm poop is really good for the soil, for the plants. And then that's what I was doing. And so, this worm represent the worm dream that I had about the worm rapture, where a whole bunch of worm was shooting up. How I was pouring the water mixed with soap and water. I was pouring, and all the worms come up. When it's rain, the worms just come up because it can't survive. And so I had that dream. Check out my other video, and so that was related to that. I feel like after the rapture, there's going to be a portion of the people that's going to come back to harvest God's end time people, and that's what I felt. I was harvesting the remaining worms, okay, the saints. Okay, I was harvesting some of the worms that thought they made in the rapture but didn't get to go in the rapture, that died for Christ, or what is going on. Like, like I was there to guide and protect them, or like help. Like I stored them into a container, a little container like this, put all the worm, put some dirt so they can live. But they had to go, those ones had to go through the tribulation. It was pretty bad, but they were protected, because I'm thinking the one that's raptured out, how God say that we're going to become like lights. And if we're gonna be like lights, we're gonna become like angels, and we're gonna have new perfect body. We're gonna be able to go to dimensions and stuff. And you know, I think I had a choice whether I can stay up in heaven or go back here to help, you know. But I told the Lord, if I have like abilities, go back and forth to see Him do a little bit and, you know, relax a little bit, work a little bit, then I'll do it. But if I have to, you know, suffer the tribulation, like, what's the point? Like, why am I getting ready so I can escape? You know, why would I want to go back here? But if I have supernatural body where I don't have to suffer or whatever, then I'll do it, because I still know a lot of my family is still gonna be behind, and I can help them and my friends and whoever, so not, and then I can help them through that, you know, horrible time. So, like, all the people that I meet on YouTube that don't make it in the rapture, and if they're here, more likely I'm going to help them, you know, like, hey, it's me, like, you know, I'm basically guiding them. Like, I've guided my cousin in his dream, like I was guiding, because I don't see myself going back to Florida, you guys. Like, I don't, you know, God have pulled me back here. Why would I go back to Florida and die? You know what I mean? So, so basically he saw him, me, and his family in Florida, and he said that, you know, I was guiding them like I'm guiding them now, like how to get saved and how this, how's that, basically details to detail. And that's what he said I was doing, you know, and that's what I'm gonna do it for the people that's gonna be left behind, or the one that think they're gonna basically think they're gonna make it in the rapture, but they don't. They end up staying. So the people that, you know, I'm probably gonna help the people on YouTube, like the people that I know, or my family and friends, or just whatever God is telling me to. I don't know. But that's what I think. That's what I think. So, in the last previous stream, I said that the people with, you know, if you had one or two talents, or if you had one or 2 points, you had no option to go back and do God's end time in the thing. But I had around 3 to 4 points. I could stay up in heaven after the rapture, or I could go down here and do God's whatever. And I don't know, but there was this lady, she said, if I stay, I'm definitely getting hired. I knew it was a good thing. Like, getting hired was a good thing. And a lot of the ones that got 1 or 2 points, they were there, but they were not hired. You know, they were not hired. I don't know. It's just really, really weird. But I'm hoping God got something really good for me up there. I'm ready. I'm ready to participate whatever God's asking me to do. Like, I know there are things God's asking me to do, but my body and my flesh is keeping me from doing the things God's asking me to do. So, I mean, I told the Lord, if I had the new glorified body, Lord, I'd do anything you ask me to do, because, you know, all those things will not be against me anymore. Like the fleshy stuff the carnal things that's causing me to sin. You know, with that out of the way, man, I might just gonna listen to the Lord like that, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm be here and there, just like, you know, zoop, zoop, you know, and, you know, no more heaviness, no more starving, no more laziness. So, I don't want to be lazy. I don't. I want to serve God. I really, really want to serve God. I know I will serve Him better than I can in the spiritual realm than this realm, because I am, you know, I'm a sucker when it comes to pain. Like, I'm a sucker when it comes to pain. I can't stand pain. It's just, you know. And so, yeah. Yeah, and then yesterday or the day before, whatever, I was praying to the Lord. Like, things are happening. He's giving me too much signs to, you know, it's too close. The signs are like, you know, it's really happening. You know, it's really, really happening. I really think it's next month, but I was praying to the Lord. And then I saw a lion with a crown on his head, just looking like off, you know, to the distant. Okay, maybe that's a lion of Judea or whatever. And then I saw a heart. You know, this is a vision while I was praying yesterday, and praying on top of my bed. I saw a lion with a crown, you know, and then I saw a heart. These are visions. Okay, I was praying and just talking. I saw a heart, and I saw an autumn leaf. Okay, a leaf, like a dead autumn leaf. Like, you know how when you see the leaf, you know, like the wind blow, shaken by the mighty wind, or whatever that is called. Yeah, that's what I saw. I just saw autumn leaf. That was the last leaf on the tree or something. It was an autumn leaf. And then I was asking Lord, I'm like, Lord, are you really coming? Is this your you know, like, is this the month? Like, what's up, Lord? Like, he's giving me lots of like bits of like clues that, yeah, daughter, it might be in November, like, you know. And so I saw Cinderella, uh, um, Prince, father, and that old man, the white old man. He went, you got it. Like, he went like this, you know, and he like, you got it. Like, he didn't say anything, but he went like this out of nowhere. It's just a Cinderella story, just came out of nowhere. Okay, this must be from God or something, you guys. And then so that the Cinderella prince father, you know, like how the Father God has white hair and Jesus have brown hair. If you guys haven't know that, it's all in Bible. And then so the father is, you know, and the prince is Jesus Christ, and we are the bride. Okay, the bride represent, you know, the people. And then so the prince was coming my way to dance with me. And then I'm like, oh, okay, me? No, okay. I'm like, okay, I'll dance with the prince. And then all of a sudden I saw a picture of Cinderella with a beautiful white dress and a crown. And it, you know, of like, how, of all the princesses, why did Cinderella just came into view, you know? So I'm figuring Cinderella had a white dress and a crown because everybody's gonna get, there's three types of crown. Okay, the crown of salvation, and the other crowns are glorious depending on the work you do for God. Like evangelize, preach, pray, and the more you do now, the less you have to do in heaven. Let's put it that way. I don't think I did much. I could be doing more, but you know what I'm trying to tell you is, the more you do evangelize, preach, save the lost now, the less you have to do up there. So so I saw Cinderella in a beautiful white dress as a bride. So she was very beautiful with beautiful dress with a crown, and you know, so I don't know if that represent me because the prince was coming in me to dance, and then I saw Cinderella with a white dress and a crown. And then after that, I saw Snow White because she had black hair and I had black hair, and I don't know, it was just really weird. It was, and that's about it. That's about. And the funny thing is the seven dwarf. Okay, seven is God's number, and you know, Snow White and the seven dwarf. And I don't know what that means because I know seven is God's number, and Snow White is, she has black hair. I have black hair, you know, because usually the dreams is either, is basically every dream is only talking about either, it's basically God is talking about you only, you know. If, you know, why would he talk about another person? You know, he usually talk about me and what I need to get done or whatever, so not, you know what I mean. Now unless I have a question about somebody else, then God will put them into view. But and the seven dwarf, that's really interesting. I haven't figured out what that is, the seven dwarf. But you know, God, you know, God didn't bring Snow White up for a reason. Maybe he had, you know, he always tried to tell me things to parables. You know, he would tell me, like, he would bring up like a song or a movie, and he would use that movie into a parable, how it's related to the end times and the biblical things. You know, that's how God like speak to me, and I'm like, oh, okay. Yep, that's it. Bye, you guys.